Hello, my name is Micaiah Stevens, and I should be live. Yep. Okay. So, might be interrupted here, but I wanted to work on procedural animation from for Unity, and I was looking up on YouTube here about various things. So, I mean, we'll get back to this person's here, but so this is like this is kind of like I mean, the topic is amazing, right? So taking a rig character and building an animation from scratch is really cool. Mixamo kind of defeats that purpose a little bit, but maybe like this is just the showcase of how to do it versus and then a lot of people just focus on this sort of idea. This one is actually a little bit differently because that's kind of what I want to do. Um, and then so yeah, so a lot of people are just they have a rig character, um, and they want to play that animation, right? So here's a maybe a 2D or a 3D example where it's like, but I don't, I haven't watched a lot of these, so I can't really say. But and then here again, so yeah, so I think they're creating a model in yeah, maybe that's different. I don't know, different, but it's like they're creating a model in Blender or 3D Studio Max or whatever. They're creating a model, they're rigging that model, and then they're importing that model into Unity using IK to rig and manage that model in Unity. Um, and I think that's interesting and cool, but what I would like to do is as a computer programmer, yes, I do understand Blender and making 3D models and stuff. But wow, I don't even have access to chat. I think I would have to um, pull up my main channel. Not that anybody would chat, but anyways, it's yeah. Oh yeah, let me just kill this. There we go. Okay, so we'll put chat over here. Uh, feel free to chat. I don't get many chat, but so might be a minute. Anyways, so yeah, so and I think this might have to be broken up. It's probably a horrible time to stream when I plan to have someone come over and pick up, do some stuff. Anyways, well maybe just restart the stream afterwards. So to me, it's like I think this person here is oh boy, no, come on, yes, oh boy. So this is kind of what I want to start with, right? I feel like that's pretty simple. So I've created this new Unity project. I've updated the Visual Studio, Visual Studio, and so yeah, I think so. So anyway, so that's and then what I've just done is created a ground. This is kind of just default stuff for me, but it's like I point one that just gives me some depth here, so I can see what I'm looking at. Point two actually might be better, but anyways, um, let's not worry about that. And I think it's minus point one, but yeah. And then if we go to, yeah, I think that's good. Okay. So you could see that what we're trying to do is we've got a thing, it's sitting at 0, 0, 0, and it's got a cube, a body, right? That's at scale 0.75. There again, we're trying to create a tiled entity based on my preferences. So it's kind of like there's a lot of like assumptions I'm going off of here. So we basically took that and then you divide that by half to get the a cube, right? So this is like a cube, right? So you could sit there and say, okay, I want, we could call this a cube thing, right? Which might be a good idea, but I don't want to just create a cube thing. I don't want to just create a spider. I don't want to create a person. I don't want to create anything. I want to do everything in code, but I mean there is limitations in code. You can't. I mean at some point there may not be, but as this builds, it would get better. So there again. So what I am. So I've got the ground here. I should just probably bop this down to here. So I've got this cube thing, right? So whatever this thing is. So this is going to be my thing that represents what I'm trying to accomplish, right? So I'm looking at this and I'm trying to accomplish that sort of mentality. Um, but I'm going to start with just the core basics. So I've got this thing here, and I've set this up, you know, through the material. I just created some there, and then also my materials. This should, you know, really this should be called light blue, but and then this is green. But yeah, um, you know, I don't want to create a, you know, for the grass, I don't want to say grass, right? I want to say green, and then there again, like dark green. You know, this is kind of a dark, maybe a dark green, right? That's kind of what the goal was when I was setting that up, is just to create this dark green. So I don't want to create a material for grass. I don't want to create a material for spider and monster and I just want colors, right? So I thought, hey, that seems like a good color. It makes it good. Let me just clean up my camera again. We'll just do -5, 3, and then just do like 45. Here, let me just minus. I think it's -3. Yeah. There we go. So we've got this thing. It probably would be helpful if I put tiles into the world or somehow had a. I thought I could have a material that does that, but anyways, let's just move on from there. So the workflow here is going to be, I'm going to create a thing, and I'm going to say, okay, I want to create a cube, and I want to, this is what I want to do. Now over here is going to be um, my life, right? So we're not calling this spider, we're not calling this thing, it's just life. And this is kind of like where I'm hoping this would be like spore, is like your core life. There again, so I think the other thing to think about too is this could be, you know, core thing. Um, really wish I could say, here, let me create we'll just create a C# script. We'll call this thing geo, and then we'll just drop this onto here. Um, and then over here, we'll just create a, so there again, so on here, I don't want to say, so I want to say text area, and I want to string, thing, thing data, right? Oh, and I think I have to make this serialized. I have to make this a serialized field. Okay. Oh, and I think I can give this parameters. Bum. Yeah, min lines is 5, max lines is 10. Yeah, okay, I think that's what I want. Oh, no, and I don't need a. Okay, perfect. So thing data is going to say body type is going to be cube. This is life stage is going to be 1, 0.0 to 1.0, which is like the scale. So this is the scale. And then I'm just going to say light blue material. So yeah, this is, you know, that's always like the tricky thing for me, is like, I want to start at the smallest, like subcube, right? And to me, that's not really part of the game design, but it's like, I want to say, okay, let me just say, okay, so this is going to be, oh, here, let me say to life, and then life is going to say 0.1. And we'll just copy this. There's probably a way to do this more programmatically, but I don't want to do any data like that. So, oh, and then this is life of 1.0, right? So there again, so it's like I would say, okay, let's say times 0.1, here, and here, and then this is going to be, you know, over by -1. Oh, and then because I did that, I would have to take this divided by 2. Um, Yeah, it's almost like I'm almost imagining those itch.io games where it's like, you know, where it's like you're like a little tiny thing, and then you run around in the world. So it's kind of this idea that, you know, this is, maybe it's kind of too massive in scale, but but we just think about that. Yeah, so there again, so we've got this correct. This is what we're working with right now. We hit play, and then what I actually want to do is move this to maybe 3, let's say, and then can I see? Yeah, here, let me say like 2. Yeah, 2 should be fine. So I want to, you know, so it's like, you know, so there again, we have like, you know, you know, the human created, and then here, let me just create an empty. We'll just, oh, I think I have to reboot Unity if I do that. Create an empty UI. Yeah, I don't know. basically because I started a new project, it doesn't like the fact that I did this. And Animation Rigging is probably a horrible name, but so a couple caveats why I'm rebooting Unity. I'm using the Unity 2019 LTS. I love it. I really think that that's going to be the future for me forever because of the fact that Unity, it's like to do that would have took me an extra like 5 minutes, and I can't stand that in Unity. Even in Unity 2020, right? So Unity 2020 adds the anyway. So what we're trying to do here is scale with screen size. No, constant pixel size. So yeah. Oh no, I have to say up here is not an oversay, but I want to say world space. There we go. And then to do that, we just say 0.01, 0.01, 0.01, because I don't know why the UI. I mean, there again, this is like a quick run through of why UI is so stupid, but this is the easiest, fastest way to do that. So just create I think the dogs are dying of water. Uh, uh, you know, foreground, and we'll just set this to black, and then just go UI. There again. So it's like I don't know why people don't use TextMesh Pro. It's like I've seen a lot of projects where they don't use TextMesh Pro, and it's like, why would you ever not use TextMesh Pro? So we're just trying to create this text. We're gonna auto size it to 1 to 100. It's white. I want to say disabled on the slider here, and I want to say that my canvas is going to be 1, and my foreground is going to be like 30. There we go. Let me take a quick peek here. And I think you're going to be, I think it's point, no, 0 0.5, 0.05. Let's make this up by with 1.5. And I think the other flip side of this is because we've rotated our camera by 45, you have to rotate this by 45. And then we hit play, and now I can get this idea that, okay, that's created. So this is, oh, hey, easy. Okay, I'll be right back. Love y'all. Oh boy.